This video is brought to you by GameMaker. And if you've ever wanted to get into game development, GameMaker does this really crazy thing where it's free. Just start making and only pay when you want to release your game to the world commercially.
It's fast, it's user-friendly, and there's easy-to-follow tutorials, plus a dedicated community to help answer even my questions. How make man jump? GameMaker is a 2D game engine that's helped bring some of yours and my favorite recent experiences to life, like UFO 50, Chicory, Anton Blast, and of course, Yahtzee's own Starstruck Vagabond.
Ooh, we talking about GameMaker? I love that program, it's so easy to use. As well as Starstruck Vagabond, I also used it to make all 12 projects in my 12 games in 12 months Dev Diary challenge. And I couldn't believe how much sex I got out of that. None. I got none at all. Which I couldn't believe.
So what are you waiting for? Head on over to the GameMaker link in the description and start cracking away today, because we want to play your game.
Yeah, looking through this list, I'm seeing one of you made Armpit Fart Tycoon, and I've got several questions for you.
Oh shit, I'm alive. I thought there'd be a title sequence first. Hello everyone, welcome to the Windbreakers podcast. I'm Yahtzee Crowshaw and joined by Jay and Marty. Sorry about that. Little hiccups in the works, little gremlins. But this week we're talking about, in the light of recent news, that Bioshock 4 has apparently failed an internal test. Ooh, intrigue.
Oh.
And the appearance of recently of two franchises we haven't heard from for ages, namely Ninja Gaiden and Mafia. We wanted to ask, is there anything that's dead for good? And is there anything that should be dead for good?
Also, is there anything we want to bring back from the dead? This is like fuck, marry, kill, but franchises. Are we not supposed to say fuck at the beginning of a podcast?
Well, before we get into that, I'm intrigued by this Bioshock 4 news. Dish the dirt, dish the goss.
So this is separate from the Ken Levine game that's been in development forever. Judas.
The Ghost Stories, yeah.
Yeah, there has been a Bioshock 4 and it's been in development for probably the better part of a decade, which is
presumably since Bioshock Infinite came out, which would have been, when was that? I want to say
13. It was beginning of 2013.
I was about to say 2014. I would have been a year off.
Which is kind of crazy. It's been in development at a new internal studio called Cloud Chamber, which is in the Bay Area. And Jason Schreier just reported that it, as of this month, August 2025, failed an internal review at 2K. And there are going to be leadership changes at the studio and everything. It's sort of like an entire reworking of a game that hasn't officially been revealed yet. But it just seems crazy to me that 12 years since Infinite, they just haven't figured out a way to just make a new Bioshock in a different place.
Pull the plug.
I mean, the question for me would be why? What new ground was there to tread in the Bioshock? I mean, they did Under the Sea. They did Up in the Sky. What were they going to do? The ground?
Caves.
The dirt.
In between?
They saw Donkey Kong Bonanza and they're like, we can't do this. The whole thing was just
we got to do that.
Or was it going to be set on the moon or something?
Some of the scuttlebutt was that it was like an Arctic research station. I don't know what the city would be, but like your entrance into it would be in somewhere cold and chilly.
The mind boggles as to what could fail an internal review in this day and age. I mean, considering the shite they put out.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, even the worst games, they'll say, "Oh, well, just sling it out. We've got to make some money back from this fucking business."
Yeah, I wonder if a franchise like Bioshock is held in a different regard than something like, say, Mafia, which came out last week. And yeah, I know Yahtzee, you're going to be playing it this week. I played it over the weekend, and I feel like with a franchise like Mafia, a publisher like 2K and Take-Two are able to set a like lower standard. So like if a game is like a 6, it's kind of fine. Whereas Bioshock seems like something that at least 2 of the 3 of them have kind of been Game of the Year contender generation defining games. So you can't just release something that's, quote unquote, okay.
Yeah. It's a prestige series.
Yeah, yeah.
I think of Zelda as a prestige series. I mean, and when there's a bad installment of a prestige series like the CDI games, they are never forgotten. Mm-hmm. We will always, for the rest of our lives, we'll be talking about the bombing of Dodongos.
Yeah. I agree, but also when the team that made those things is gone and are very vocally doing a different thing, I think, does the general consumer know who Ken Levine is, right? Like we do, because we're games media, right, and game devs, but does Billy, who played Bioshock 15 years ago, know who they are? And when they see Bioshock 4, are they going to go, oh yeah, cool, I enjoyed Bioshock. Not now where we're like, it's not the same team, it's going to be shit, right? Blah, blah, blah.
Or even like someone who's gotten really into games over the past 5 or 10 years and is like, oh, I know who Sam Lake is and I know who Kojima are because they've released big high-profile games over the past 10 years. Like Ken Levine hasn't. It's been 12 years since his last game, and who knows how long it's going to be until Judas rolls around. So it does feel like at a certain point you're like, well, what is this thing? Because it's clearly not going to be from the creators of the Bioshock we know. So is there a way to continue a franchise with a younger team that maybe grew up playing a game like Bioshock in 2007 and brings that kind of mentality to its development as opposed to the literal people who made the thing?
Yeah, there's 2 outcomes for me of like why something could fit, something big like this, which clearly has a big team on it, why it could fail its review is of one of 2 reasons. One, it was trying to do something new and different, and the higher ups and investors have been like, this isn't Bioshock enough. Like this, where's the water? Where's the stuff? Or it's really bad.
Or they went in and wrote, I am a fish 400 times, did a funny little dance and fainted.
And that's a big one.
I'd be like, let's invest more into this. Let's put more money into
a live service game.
So you get to that reference. Well, I approach this subject as a long-time Silent Hill fan, as you know. And I find my view has mutated over the years. Perhaps I've been beaten down. I've become jaded. There was a time when every time a new Silent Hill came out, I was comparing it to Silent Hill 2 and saying, this is unworthy of the franchise. Silent Hill used to be good. Now you're just running it through the muck and ruining my childhood, just like George Lucas did. But, maybe it's because of the Silent Hill 2 remake, but these days I tend to think, I just really can't be bothered getting worked up about this anymore. And my position now is, if it's a good game, who the fuck cares what random property they've stuck onto it? Because apparently they don't. If they can stick the name Prey onto a game entirely unrelated to the previous game called Prey, apparently it doesn't really matter what franchise anything belongs to anymore.
Long as good as the Prey was.
It's the sort of chicken and the egg problem of publishers, if they're investing the budget that a AAA game takes in 2025, they need to mitigate risks by being like, okay, at least we have a head start by putting it in this bucket that you might know. Maybe you know the Mafia games. Maybe you know the Ninja Gaiden games. Maybe you know these things. And so it kind of gives you a leg up before you start. But at the same time, like, we beat the drum that we want original things. Like you look at a story like Mafia: The Old Country, and you're like, could this have just been another thing Did this need
Yeah.
to be the fourth Mafia game? Like, there's no required reading beforehand. It takes place before everything else. As far as I could tell, I don't remember any of the characters in the old games. I didn't spot any references. Like, I don't know.
I mean, I guess the hope is that you say, "Oh, it's a new Mafia game." People will go, "I enjoyed Mafia 2 or 3 or 1.
Mhm.
I hope this will be as good." When in fact they should not be thinking that. When in fact there is absolutely no connection between this game and the old ones, and yet there is still this perception that, "Oh, I liked this franchise. Presumably, I will like this new installment." Even if it's completely different, even if it's completely different creators, even if it's covering entirely different themes.
Mhm.
I mean, maybe this
Yeah.
isn't the best example because Mafia, the old country for me, evokes Mafia 2 a lot in that it pretends to be an open world and really, really fucking isn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it is that, like, when something is slotted into the franchise mold, like, what do people want to be like? Do they just want what the thing was before but evolved for a modern era? Do they want to feel the same feelings they felt when they first played it, or is it kind of just like dangling the car keys in front of us and being like, "Hey, you remember this
Well,
thing? You remember
yes.
this thing? Go get it."
Yeah, it's the member berries. I've talked about this before. Like, I've said before, if you ask people what they want, they will tell you they want more of what they already like.
Sure.
And if
Yeah.
you give them that, they will complain because it's
Yeah.
just more of what they already have.
Mhm.
People don't know
So-
what they want. It's famously.
So all the like things that make a splash like come out of nowhere. No one predicted fucking Undertale would
Mhm.
take over indie gaming. Nobody predicted that. What's the most recent like huge? Nobody predicted the Hi-Fi Rush would
Sure.
attain massive critical acclaim.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just need to go for it. I
You-
think this is a rough quote. This could be completely wrong, but Alan Moore said that if the audience knew what art they wanted, they would be the artist.
Mhm.
Like make
Sure.
make the art. Don't make it for what they say they want because they don't know what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I think I've said something similar before. I said, if any of us could predict what people are going to want, we'd all be rich.
Mhm.
We'd just fucking make it.
Yeah, we also have, we bemoan a lack of originality, but if you look at the best-selling games of the year, I think maybe 9 of 10 are not original. 9 out
Yeah,
of
but
10
is that-
are stuff like Oblivion and Monster Hunter and
Yeah.
Is that- but is
Mario
that-
and Donkey Kong.
But is that because people prefer known things, or because there's just nothing being made that doesn't have a known name on it? Is it a chicken and egg situation?
Sure, 100%. Yeah, but we get new franchises, and I feel like 9 out of 10 times they get dunked on. And granted, you could say that a Forspoken or an Immortals of Avium or something like that, it's the game's fault and not the fact that it's a new franchise.
Well, quite.
I would
I mean,
say
it
this
wasn't-
year the one big a new thing that feels like it is going to be a franchise going forward is Clair Obscur. I would imagine we're going to
Yeah,
get
that's
something
new.
else set in that world somehow. And I
Or at
wonder if
least
we'll get to
the
a certain
same
point.
team, right?
Yeah.
Like, because that's
Sure,
the thing
yeah.
that attracts me to things is the team that brought you X is making X. Like, that's
Mhm.
what attracts me. But that's because I'm so deep in the weeds in like dev and game journo culture, right? Like, that's what
Yeah.
excites me,
Yeah.
not necessarily just the IP.
I mean, there's the Alters was also a big banger from this
Sure.
year. I don't think there's a franchise in that though. I think it's a really good one and done story. I don't think there's anywhere for it to go. And I suppose
Yeah.
the question that surrounds the issue of what should be allowed to die with dignity is there anywhere new for them to go? I would suspect there's nowhere new for Bioshock to go.
No.
I mean, that's why everybody left to make Judas
Underground
and Prey
Rise.
and all of that shit.
Underground Rice. But it's funny with Bioshock because in that report, they also said that there was early stages of a Bioshock 1 remake in development that got canceled. So it does feel
my
like at a
God.
certain point, the safest thing that publishers feel like they could do is reheat something that people really liked the first time. And we see that with
Everything's got
the
to-
Dead Space remake, Resident Evil 4,
Silent Hill.
Silent Hill 2. Like, that is people want an Ocarina of Time remake for some reason when Ocarina of Time is perfectly fine, and there's a bunch of new Zelda games you could play.
I hate
I don't
this
know.
shit. I mean,
I've got
I was fine with remakes up to a point, and that was the point where they were remaking stuff from back in the age where the tech was getting in the way of the vision. And I don't think the tech got in the way of Bioshock's vision. I think Bioshock's fine. You don't need to remake Bioshock. Just make sequels to it if you must. Don't remake it. It's fine. Don't ruin it.
So we also have franchise. We have Ninja Gaiden in the thumbnail as well, and that seems like it's part of the same conversation as something like Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, or even that Pac-Man Shadow Labyrinth game of taking a known IP and instead of being like this is going to be the next big AAA thing, which there is a Prince of Persia remake in development, and there is a Ninja Gaiden 4 coming out soon. Kind of paring it down and making something smaller that feels closer to its roots, which I think is pretty successful. I think almost
yeah. Well,
the
spoiler
two
alert for
different
this week's review. But I actually rather liked Ragebound,
roots.
and this is taking the position that Ninja Gaiden probably hasn't been around for a long while because there's not a whole lot you can do with the concept. It's a ninja.
Well-
they flip out and save the world from big, all-powerful evil demons. They've already done that. You can't really escalate from there. I think Ragebound benefits from taking things back to basics, a more simple personal story, and a more straightforward personal core gameplay loop.
Problem is though, like for games like this, where the IP is so important. I mean, I made an entire video on it. Lost Crown sold 1.3 million copies, but they still killed the team because they were like, it isn't enough, right? So it isn't enough to have a small, thoughtful exploration of new mechanics in a different kind of frame. They're like, it has to make $1 bajillion or it's not worthy of the IP. We have to shut the team down.
And I hesitate to think of that as a game that was, revitalizing the IP, because it could have been called anything else. It didn't play much like any of the pre-existing Prince of Persia games. They could have called it, Dude, the Lost Crown.
I think it could have had like an Assassin's Creed name on it, and with a couple tweaks, you could have been like, "Oh, it's a 2D entry in the Assassin's Creed genre."
I don't know. I think reversing time and all of the sandy time powers was a huge part of that game. I don't think it was very connected to the OG IP in terms of narrative, but I think it mechanically it was quite tied to that. I don't think that would make sense with just any of the IP.
It's ironic, really, when you think Assassin's Creed was an original IP that came out of a Prince of Persia game idea.
Yeah.
It's like Devil May Cry coming out of Resi.
Of Resident Evil. Yeah. It is funny how you get that direction where it's like a series almost has a vestigial limb that ends up growing into its own thing, or the other way around where famously on the N64 and GameCube, Rare was working on a new IP called Dinosaur Planet, and eventually Nintendo was like, you need to put Star Fox in there. Star Fox needs to go in there, and it just became a Star Fox game instead of being about original characters on a dinosaur planet, which that feels like that was in an age of how do we shoehorn this back in the public mindset? I mean, we also had Donkey Kong Bonanza, which it's not like I wouldn't say Donkey Kong was completely dormant, but we had the rare retros to 2D games, then I don't know. I don't think a lot of people expected a Donkey Kong 3D game to come back, especially since the one they made kind of sucked.
And it certainly doesn't play like any previous Donkey Kong game.
No.
It's the Mario Odyssey team, right? Confirmed?
Yeah. It could have been I think literally any Nintendo IP could have been slapped onto the top of that.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong probably most fitting, but Ice Climbers, there hasn't been an Ice Climbers game since the NES. They've got big hammers. They could have been going around smashing up the terrain.
Nintendo's a funny one who I don't feel like they ever closed the door forever on any of their franchises. There was a long time where people thought Metroid was dead, and then all of a sudden it came back with Prime and Fusion in the same season.
I mean, I'd come to terms with Silent Hill being dead, but then that fucking live stream happened.
But then, then it's like, oh shit.
Wobbly women.
Yeah. Oh my God. I watched like 15 minutes of the new Silent Hill game, and the women are so wobbly in this one. Holy smokes. I think they might be the most wobbly they've ever
I've
been.
cursed you all.
Well, it's not Silent. Well, it's clearly not Silent Hill any other way, so it's got to have the wobbly women in there somewhere.
Gotta have the wobbly women. Are there any? Do you feel strongly for one franchise to just be put down? Just like stop doing this, even if it's not forever. It's for like, listen, just don't touch this for 10 years.
Well,
all right, here's mine.
Okay.
Dark Souls.
Oh no. Do you count Elden Ring as Dark Souls?
No, because it's not Dark Souls. It's like the franchise of Dark Souls needs to die. Like they need to leave it alone and just like very clearly they're now making multiplayer weird PvE games for the Switch. Like they're experimenting. They're trying to like broaden their horizons. More power to them. Leave Dark Souls alone. Those games are great. Do not like pump out a Dark Souls 4 that is made by Team 3 and is just kind of meh. Like just let it be.
But they've been, I mean, it's been 2016 was when Dark Souls 3 came out. So like they've been pretty good at like, I guess they're.
Oh yeah, no, I think they've been great. Keep doing that.
Yeah. I think they're able to do that because they could just make more games that kind of feel, Elden Ring feels like an open world Dark Souls.
That's not the draw anymore, is it? It's like FromSoft are the draw. It's not the IP, it's the team. It's like Miyazaki is leading this team, and that's the attract, not the IP itself.
From can make anything they want. I mean, they made Bloodborne and Sekiro and Elden Ring, and everyone always thinks of those as Dark Souls adjacent parts of the same Dark Souls family.
Yeah.
For
I just
me,
mean franchise-wise.
As I say, I've sort of become jaded with this sort of thing. And, if a new original good game has to stick a franchise name on it to get noticed, then fuck it, whatever, as long as it's new, original, and fun. I would have, and I think not too long ago, I would have said Resident Evil is probably about time it died. Mm-hmm. But then, the churning of the Resident Evil wheel has produced some very good games after I thought the franchise was dead. Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 7. I think the new Resident Evil is going to suck ass. It's continuing the pattern where they make a good game, they'll sort of turn that wheel for a bit, then they think, oh well, let's take all the established canon of the Resident Evil series and try to cram it all back in, and then it all goes to shit again. So maybe they could stop doing that.
There's like a constant like contraction and expansion to Resident Evil, where it's like when it gets tighter is kind of when it gets better, and then it gets all flabby again. And then Resident Evil 9, they're like, this is the biggest one we've ever made, and it's gonna take you 30 hours. I'm like, oh no, I don't want that. That's what you said about Resident Evil 6.
Is the worst.
I don't want flabby. I want tight. I want tight enough to make my eyes water as I go in and out.
Jeez. I love it when developers have that pressure, like Resi 6 just came out and they're like, oh fuck, like we've taken this in such a weird direction. People aren't responding well. We need to do something different. We need to revitalize this. And we got 7 out of that. And like, I think that pressure creatively is really healthy. Mm-hmm. And I think a genre or a game series like Bioshock has been comfortable for the longest time, right? Like even through into Infinite, it's just like, well, yeah, people like it's recursive and it's the same thing, right? It's bled into the narrative itself. Like we can just do the same thing again. I think that's what's probably holding that stuff back.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing I think needs. Oh, Marty, you can do one.
My quick one.
Another one.
Is literally never going to happen. Would be I want the Pokemon Company to take a breather on Pokemon for as long as like Nintendo takes on a mainline Mario or Zelda game, and then come to the table with something of that quality. But it will never happen, and I'll keep buying them because I'm dumb.
Yep.
Yeah, they've been churning out a lot of shite. It's hard to keep it all in your head.
This year, it's going to be the year of Pokemon Legends ZA. We're going to France. Parlez-vous français?
Yes, I think the one I want everyone to just accept is never going to happen is Half-Life 3.
You're going to get proven wrong real soon.
It gave us some good. That's what worries me. Because, you can tease the audience for so long, but the audience reaches a point. I think Junior can forever reach this point where everyone just goes, we don't care anymore. Nothing you produce is going to live up to this hype, so why even bother? And it wasn't even that strong a concept to begin with. You're a mute guy and you shoot aliens. I think we outgrew the mute guy thing.
Yeah. I am so intrigued by Half-Life 3 because one of two things is going to happen. One, it's going to come out and everyone will say this was not worth the wait, and I feel like there will almost be a historical reappraisal of the series, or it comes out and it is once again revolutionary and people are like, oh yeah, Valve is actually the best maybe of all time of doing this. And I'm excited for both possibilities because both of them make for very interesting topics.
Half-Life 1 was a quantum leap for interactive narrative and first-person 3D games. Half-Life 2 was a quantum leap for physics engines and that sort of thing. Half-Life 3 needs to be a similar quantum leap, and I just don't think there's anywhere to leap to at this point.
Sure.
With the concept of first-person shooters in themselves. I think they tried to make the leap with Half-Life Alyx, but VR is just too niche for it to really drive the games going forward.
I think that's going to be it. I think Half-Life 3 is going to be the flagship game for their new VR thing, and they've been working on it for a long time. That's my call. So I reckon it's going to be
still going to be niche
forward.
Like,
yeah, but I think Valve are fine with that. Like,
sure,
they don't care. Like,
yes, I mean they make more money than God.
Exactly, right? And they're like, we'd much rather push the industry forward and like use this IP to sell our headsets that we're losing money on, rather than just like pump out Half-Life 2 again, right? Like, I think they'd rather like use it to sell the headset and push the industry forward, and that's why I respect them. Like, because
what if they just make another Portal game?
Now
I have insider info on the next Portal thing, but I can't say.
What if they just make more Portal?
Look, we all think we've got inside of Valve info. The fact is, you go to their office, you see all this shit they're working on, and goes, oh man, I've got the scoop. And then, like 3 years later, they finally bring it out, and it's absolutely nothing like the thing you saw.
You're allowed to work out everything and nothing all at once.
Yeah. The heaven and hell of the games industry.
I mean, I thought I had a hot scoop because they showed me an early draft of the Meet the Medic video. The one that came out, fuck all like what I saw.
Completely different.
I don't know what happened.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Jay.
There's one that is gonna shock some of the people who know me that I think should die. I think Beyond Good and Evil should die.
Well, yes.
Jess just said it is dead. Fuck you.
Some might argue it's died quite a long time ago, and everything else has just been like vibrations running through a corpse as you hit it with the defibrillator.
It's the twitching of a corpse. I hate it. I hate getting new information and just getting cucked because I've been waiting so long for a sequel to Beyond Good and Evil. I want someone to tell me they're dead. It's dead. Yes. Just move on.
Which they never will do. Yes.
Fuck's sake.
Every now and again, they just put another pre-rendered trailer that tells you shit about how the game will actually play, and then you'll never hear about it again for another 7 or 8 years.
Fuck's sake.
So on the opposite, before we head over to Super Chat stuff, on the opposite side, what is there a franchise you want to come back, or you could see coming back successfully under some? I always think of I would love to see an official localization, or B, another stab at a Mother game, but I feel like Shigesato Itoi would have to be involved. Like, that series is him, and so I think if he's not going to be involved, just make something else and call it something else. But especially since there's not that much connective tissue between them.
I guess I still haven't given up hope on Persona 6.
You know what? That franchise will never die. Whether we get a 6, who knows? But that franchise will never die.
They'll just keep, holding patterns. I mean,
it's all the focus on Persona 5 remake, so they could just remake it again.
You can't. Well, I'd say the same about Bioshock, but I would say you can't remake Persona 5. It's too good.
Yeah.
Mine would be Prototype. I really enjoyed the Prototype games, and I'd love to see a next gen open world exploration of a Prototype game. I think you could get real funky and real fun, creative. Yeah, we have a lot of the mechanics.
Like the super villain sandbox thing has kind of gone away. Maybe that reflects modern sensibilities.
Yeah,
Infamous.
Infamous and Prototype. Those were the two biggies in the cathartic. Be a huge asshole in a sandbox.
Love that.
We're getting
franchise.
to the point in technology between stuff like Bonanza and then even the Battlefield 6 beta this weekend of like, man, technology or like destruction technology has like really reached new levels that having a game where you could be a bad guy just fucking destroying a city sounds like it'd be a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Teardown's pretty
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's so many of those indie games that are just like 100% built around
But we had
cool
this. We
destruction
had
tech.
this. We had Red Faction Guerrilla, and you could destroy all the buildings, and it was quite a larf.
I know. And then
It was a big
why
larf.
didn't we do more of that? I want my LARF back.
I love larfing.
I think because
LARF. LARF is
graphics
so
tech,
good.
because like at the time, graphics tech was old enough that you could get away with the requirements of a destroy everything sandbox. But now graphics tech's gotten too good again, so people can't get it to work.
So things have gotten expensive. Everything's
Yeah.
terrible.
Anyway, super chat time.
We
Let
solved
us
it.
know what franchises you think should not die.
Or what French fries is. Either one.
And here we go with Raven's weekly word of the week with his $5 donation, saying week 12, perspicacity. Also, hi boys, did everyone have a good weekend? Yeah, it was all right.
I had a great weekend. I don't know what that word means.
Played a lot of
Oh,
Battlefield. Actually, that's one. Battlefield, up until the beta, I would have said Battlefield is a franchise I wish would die. But now I've played the beta for 6. We're back, baby.
See?
We're back.
Nothing should. So I
Yes.
think Yahtzee's point stands that nothing needs to die. Just come back and make a good game. If you
Well,
make
I
a good
think,
game,
again,
you get a
like
pass.
the pressure, they released
Yes.
5, which was middling, and then 2042, which people hated, and they're like, we really need to pull it out, and we need to make this next one good.
Mhm.
Lo and behold,
Yes.
they've done it.
Perspicacity, incidentally, it means perceptive. It's a word that is entirely useless because we have a much shorter word that also starts with pers and means the same thing.
Persona.
I would say the only reason you need to use perspicacity is if you're trying to come up with a really clever rhyme for a capacity or something like that. If you're in a
Yeah, I
rap
get that
battle with some very intellectual people.
Yeah, with a bunch of nerds.
Yeah.
Find myself
mean,
in nerd rap battles all the time.
All people who rap are massive nerds because the to be able to
Yes.
like do wordplay like that is incredibly
Yeah.
nerdy, and I respect
it.
it massively.
You got to have a really good vocabulary.
Yeah.
Juicy Jeff gives $5 and says Milwaukee floods made national news. Here's $5 to keep Marty afloat in an inflatable kiddie pool filled with his amiibo and vintage Dreamcast collection. Are the floods
What?
hitting you at all, Marty?
No, I managed to avoid the worst of it. I don't think Jack had any bad damage. He probably would have mentioned something in our call this morning. But yeah, it was fucking insane. I have friends who had their entire basements flooded and storerooms
Oh
flooded.
wow.
It was wild. Yeah.
Was
Crazy.
it just,
just
a
like
shit ton of rain?
yeah, and it came like all of a sudden. Like it was like some of the wildest, heaviest.
5
immediate
days worth of
downpours.
rain in like an evening. That kind of
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
That's mad.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
nothing. One time in Brisbane, we had hailstones the size of your fist. Smashed half the windows in the inner city.
That's not good.
Damn. That sucks.
It was like a supercell that got busy with another supercell.
And
Bubba.
they all rolled into your basement and flooded it. Oh fuck.
Yes. I lived in like a high-rise apartment at the time. It was terrifying. Broke 2
bet.
windows.
Oh god. Yeah, like is this whole fucking building gonna fall down?
I bet the window replacers were fucking loving it.
Oh,
though.
yeah,
They're
they were-
"Oh."
I didn't get replacements till like the following March. They were
Yeah.
they were booked up. Lance Sniper 001 gives $50. $50 and says, not able to make the
Legend.
podcast live. First, Yahtzee and Jamates, have you heard of Heil Honey I'm Home? Yes, we have. Second, for Marty's consideration, 5D chess with multiverse time travel. And third, have any of you played Armed and Dangerous, one of the funniest games? Boy, that was a lot. Yes, we've heard of Heil Honey I'm Home. It was, brace yourself, Marty. It was an ill-fated pilot sitcom which centered around Adolf Hitler living in a New York apartment next door to a Jewish family.
I feel like you could do other ideas. You don't need to do the first one you come up with. You
Yeah.
just
There's a reason it was a pilot.
As for me, I have heard of 5D chess with multiversal time travel. It seems way too smart for me. This came from I recommended a game called Hyper Chess that just came out, which is chess with a stamina meter. So you're able to make multiple moves in a row, but then you have to wait for your stamina to come back up.
That's
so
awesome.
yeah, I like taking a simple game and making it weird. There was a game called 4D Golf that was a miniature golf game, but you had to deal with the fourth dimension, which was very
Have
fun.
you seen that? Seen that
That's right up my
1D
street.
Pac-Man game?
The which
Have you
one?
seen- Have you seen 1D Pac-Man?
I have
No.
not.
It's like a mobile game. It's like just Pac-Man on a line, and all you can do is decide whether to turn left or whether to turn right.
This is good. This is a good goof.
Yeah,
And then we got Shadow
Yeah.
Labyrinth.
yeah. Eric's brought it up there to let everybody see.
That is stupid. I love it.
Incredibly dumb.
Kjorth87 gives 20 Danish kroner. Says, "I just wish they'd revive Crimson Skies." You know
That
what
was
I
a fun
found
one.
when it comes to
Mm.
like flight combat games?
What's that?
I've really gone off them because a lot of them just come down to figure out where the enemy is, line up your crosshairs with them, and shoot until they're not in view anymore. I feel like that's what all of them tend to boil down to.
Well, that's just
Yeah,
an
it's-
FPS if you think about it.
Yeah, but it seems like FPS, like the shooters have like
I mean, yeah, you
evolved
can-
over time, whereas it just doesn't feel like dogfighting games have evolved that much since like
Yeah.
Star Fox 64.
At least with first-person shooters, you've got other factors like cover, the layout of the room, the fact that nobody can fly.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
like complex tactics that goes into it. But when it's just like everyone's in open space, there's no cover, everyone just lines their bullets up with each other and holds down the fire button.
I think that's what makes it complex, though, right? Is the nature of being able to move in
I
all
just
directions, right?
I just find it rather boring.
It feels like there was a lot of them at a time. You know, we had Star Fox, we had Crimson Skies, we had the Star Wars like Rogue Squadron games. Now it just doesn't seem like we have Microsoft Flight Sim, but that's
We recently had a Star
Buddy.
Wars Squadron.
Yeah, I
This
remember
game-
playing
I
that.
think that was like 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And I got bored of it because it was just lining up your crosshairs with shit again.
Bring back Star Fox. Nintendo, bring back Star
I like
Fox.
it. I like
been a
it.
lot of
Get
Star
a good
Fox
flight
likes.
stick. So good.
There have been a lot of
Star
indie
Fox
Star
likes.
Fox likes that do the Star Fox formula, but with a roguelite thing attached to it.
I don't mind that.
Nidorom gives $5 and says, "Does the Elder Scrolls series count as dying with dignity if it's been almost 14 years since that previous installment? At one point, is a series dead?" Well, it's not dead if they still occasionally hint that they're going to make another one.
I mean, Oblivion is currently the best-selling game of the year, I believe.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah,
When was the Elder Scrolls 6 teaser put out? Like a billion years ago?
5
it
years
was
ago, I think.
E3 2018. I want to say 2017,
Oh,
2018.
shit. Okay.
Yeah,
7 years ago.
same. It was put out
Um,
the same time Starfield was revealed.
And
one of those
that
games that come
teaser
out.
they have right there is the same one they use every time they release anything about it. They're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
we're doing something new. We're doing a giveaway. We're doing a thing so you can be a voice in the game." They always use that teaser. They've
Mhm.
never released anything else.
Yes, well, I guess, returning to my point of is there really anywhere else for the franchise to go? Probably not.
Yeah,
It's,
in my
it's
opinion,
it's a big open world. You walk in a direction, and occasionally a god tells you to kill some goblins in a cave.
I just think Bethesda should just stop. Just stop making games. Just do something else.
Okay, well, I'm sure they'll take that on board.
Gonna
Stop
get into, like-
making games. Just writing that down. Yep, we'll
We'll
just
get into pottery.
We'll take this up
Yeah.
the chain.
run that by the C-suite. See what they say. Oh, it's a yes. Everything's getting packed up tomorrow. If it just goes to show, you never know until you ask.
Uh-huh.
It never hurts to try. Anyway, King and Commoner gives $5, says Star Ocean could have ended after 3, a step down from 2, but still fun, and not given a series of bad to mediocre games. The only thing I know
What the
about
fuck is
Star Ocean,
Ocean.
the only thing I know
Ocean.
about it is that I once joined the Loading Ready Run guys to do an unskippable on the intro sequence for one of them. And that's my only exposure to Star Ocean. It looked kind of lame.
I've played Star Ocean 1 and 2. They made like pretty good remasters of 1 and 2 recently that have that a quasi 2D HD look to them.
Okay.
I haven't played any of them.
What are they? Just like JRPG?
JRPGs. Yeah, like sort of with a sci-fi tinge to them. Sci-fi fantasy.
Yeah. Alex Armstrong gives $5, says, I'm of the belief no game franchise will truly die. Give it about 20 years, fans will remake stroke reboot it. How do you think Sonic stays alive these days? Sonic is in a unique position, Alex Armstrong. Sonic is one of those franchises that will never die because everyone outside of video games knows what it is.
Mhm.
It will always have name recognition, same as Grand Theft Auto. It's like Monty Python. It's like once you get to that level of like name recognition where it's something that everyone outside the medium immediately associates with the medium, then yeah, it's here to stay.
Yahtzee, pick up your hand again.
What?
Your other of your right arm. Pick up your hand. You have like a bloom. It's weird. Are you like turning into an angel or something?
What?
What?
He's got like a.
I think
I
you're
might be
losing
having
it.
a stroke.
You are
Yeah,
straight
let's move
up losing it. Incredible. I love it. Also, no matter how
Did
long,
you see that, guys?
no matter how long franchises stay away, like if everything comes back, we got fucking Gex came back. If Gex can come back, if Glover can come back, if Tomba can come back,
I don't
nothing
know.
stays
I
back
don't
forever.
really count these. Oh, we've taken something and we've remade it. Like Oblivion, not made by Bethesda, right? Made by an outsourced company who have remastered it. I don't really count them as like revitalizing the franchise or bringing it back. That's just people. That's just nostalgia bait trying to make some buck.
I do. I mean, do you count Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4 remakes as bringing it back?
That's different
remake?
because they're like reimagining the game and doing it differently rather than like.
Well, 2 and 3 were reimagining because they were working off like shitty 32-bit games. The Resident Evil 4 remake was unnecessary. I stand by that.
Yeah. To me, it seems like a lot of times those like remastered collections are like a canary in the coal mine. And if it's not dead, then it's like, oh, well, maybe we'll try to make a new Gex, or maybe we'll try to make a new Crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The remasters are just, a holding pattern waiting to figure out what people want and what they're going to do in the next sequel. That's the optimistic view, of course.
Mhm.
I mean, man, they must have a lot of data on what people expect from Persona 6 at this point.
That.
Red Dwarf 42 gives $4.99 and says franchises aren't dead until we squeeze the life out of them. All video game CEOs in unison.
But this is the thing. This like not to harp back on the Bethesda train, but people were really down on the modern like Starfield and all of the offerings from Bethesda, and now they release a remaster of a thing that people enjoyed in the past that another team remastered, and people are like, "Yeah, Bethesda again." And I'm like, "You're a schmuck."
Yeah. It's like, what is the last franchise that was a long-running franchise that just stopped? Duke Nukem just stopped. It just like stopped 15 years ago. It's just
he occasionally like has a little stir. Like they'll bring out a re-release of Duke Nukem 3D with a new episode, or they'll bring out that one voice pack for Bulletstorm where Duke Nukem becomes the main character.
About that. Yeah.
That was a bit
did you see speaking of old school shooters that Hexen and Heretic got like?
I was planning to pick that up, yes, because I tried playing like the original Hexen on Steam the other day, and it really doesn't fucking work very well.
Yeah,
so I might check those out.
Yeah, I remember liking them. Like I really liked Hexen as a kid. Yeah,
I never played Heretic because, as I understand it, it's just Fantasy Doom, but Hexen actually introduces all this like hub level stuff.
Yeah, I never played Heretic because I only played them on console, and Hexen was on N64, and I don't think Heretic ever came to N64.
Yeah, I've never played these. These look awesome.
They're pretty good.
Fungus Finder gives $2 and says, but then they'll have to come up with new ideas. That's easy. Ideas are cheap. I like my idea about a dude with a piano in his head.
Oh yeah, who could forget about Piano Head?
Was that on the podcast? Did I say that?
I honestly don't remember.
That was before this. Yeah,
well, don't give away the free Piano Head idea.
Well, my idea was to have a game, just a game with a guy with a piano through his head. There you go. That's a new idea.
We were saying that was the new Bioshock, and you could play melodies to shoot plasmids out the speaker.
Yeah, like Loom, the adventure game.
Could it come with a keyboard attachment, a keyboard controller?
You just wear it on your head like it's one of those arrow through the head toys.
I like it.
Electric Prunes gives $10 and says, after years of hearing Yahtzee sing its praises, I started the Quake series yesterday and I'm loving it. Well, I sing the praise of Quake 1 every now and again. I played Quake 2 and I fucking hate it.
Yeah, Quake 1 had such a good atmosphere.
Yeah. Well, that was John Romero, I think. The moment John Romero left, John Carmack was left alone to make Quake 2, and Quake 2 is a game that feels like someone who's way too into the tech made it, and who doesn't actually think that much of storytelling.
Yeah,
that was always their whole thing.
I get that with certain games where you go in and you're like, you can smell if it was made by like an artist or like a tech bro.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah, Romero and Carmack made the best work together. They split up. Carmack makes Quake 2, Romero makes Daikatana. Obviously, this was a Lennon McCartney thing where they kind of needed each other.
Having a chef and a baker in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Good way.
An idea guy and a grounded guy. Alex Armstrong gives $2 and says, if pressed for an answer, I want Star Wars dead. See, the reason why Star Wars will never die is because it's so fucking loose an IP. You could literally tell any story in the Star Wars universe and say, oh, this is just a planet that was far away from where everything else was happening.
And yet they keep telling the same story over and over and over.
It could be fantasy, it could be sci-fi, it could be post-apocalypse. Whatever you want could be a Star Wars thing. Star Wars means nothing at this point. It's a logo. It's a brand.
So the thing is, I would agree, but then we get a thing like Andor where I'm like, oh,
that just proves my fucking point. You're just telling
No, I agree. I always agree. I agree with you. I don't always agree with you at all.
Okay.
No, I agree with you in this scenario, but I said I agreed with the idea that Star Wars should die, but then you get a thing like Andor and it proves the rule that Yahtzee just said of, oh, this thing can be anything. And so no matter how bad it gets or weird it gets, someone can always kind of pull out of the...
I wish we got more of that, though.
So do I.
Well, my point is like the syndrome thing. When something can be anything, it's actually nothing.
Sure. Identityless.
Mm-hmm.
Nerast25 gives 25 rons and says, 1, Darkseid is 4, hype. IV is 4, not I.
But
anyway.
What if they're gonna... what if that's the logo of it because the 4 Horsemen?
Oh, fuck you.
I don't actually know if it is.
Flipping the script, what's a one and done game that you'd want to see turn into a franchise? I'm thinking Sleeping Dogs. Sleeping Dogs was basically part of a franchise. It was the True Crime franchise. True Crime. It was originally like True Crime Hong Kong to follow up True Crime Streets of LA and True Crime New York.
Yeah.
So near.
Sleepiest dogs there ever were.
One and done into a franchise.
Yes. In that case, that was a case of like a franchise deciding to make it original IP after all, which I want to say has happened in a couple of other places. Devil May Cry, as we say.
Yeah,
sure.
I love that.
Parasite Eve started as a Final Fantasy game, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So sometimes that can happen. Sometimes you can get an interesting original thing that got hacked off something else, like a malignant tumor.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Alex Armstrong gives $2 and says, should Souls-like games stop trying and die off? Presumably sending that before Jay made his point that, yes, it should.
Oh.
So, yeah.
I think people are still doing interesting things with it. It's fine.
As long as you're doing something interesting, I don't mind. I don't think that any exploration in any genre should be thrown away. If you don't like the genre, just don't fucking play it. Go play Balatro or some shit.
Go play Lies of P starring Timothy Chalamet.
There you go. Mr. Sadface gives $5. Says new Ninja Gaiden is cool. Maybe they shouldn't have called it Ninja Gaiden 4 and went full reboot. Team Ninja and Platinum way have too much baggage. Yeah, as I say, there's not really much you can do with the material. I mean, could you make an open world Ninja Gaiden game? Probably not.
Yeah.
Just flip out and stab dudes.
I will say the sort of, we've seen success in new IP in the character action genre from stuff like Black Myth Wukong and Stellar Blade. So
it's funny. I don't think of
someone interested in those.
It's funny. I don't think of Ninja Gaiden as character action because I always think of Ninja Gaiden as being very all about very efficient movement. It's like stab, you're dead. That's certainly the case in Ragebound.
As opposed to like sort of creativity,
Yeah, it's not like
Bayonetta. They're always really hard. I was always really bad at the 3D Ninja Gaidens.
It's not like Bayonetta where the main character is incredibly flamboyant. Like Ninja Gaiden's just by a guy who very efficiently kills things.
Yeah, it's like a far cry from like a Dante even or Bayo.
Anyway. Doran Grossman Naples gives $5 and says, as they say, 80% of all things suck. We remember the good 20% and like to imagine that we can extend it. That's why comfort sells.
Well put.
Yeah.
Speaking of comfort, you still playing Tales of the Shire, Jay?
Do you know what? After our stream and I got to winter, I was just like, it stopped giving me story quests, and I was like,
Yeah,
I just
think
kind of stopped.
I think I hit the same walls. Like when you get to the point where like the village is officially declared a village. And then it's just, hey, now we have to work on becoming the best village by grinding up all the clubs and the character relationships. Then it feels like that was it just sort of unceremoniously ended the story and just left you with it. And also it was plainly obvious to me they created winter literally just by recoloring all the plants.
They like,
it didn't feel like
and like we saw it in the
snow.
stream and we were like, it's dusted.
Yeah.
It's like you've dusted flour onto the environment. Yeah.
There was no snow effect. It was just the same grass. It was just white now. Anyway, Squirtle Squad 420 gives $2 and says, remake Black and White. Awesome idea, poorly executed. Well, that's Peter Molyneux's middle name.
Yeah, right?
Peter Parker SL gives $5 says, should any of these franchises be revived or stay dead? Sly Cooper, Dino Crisis, or Spyro? And I've never played any of those, I don't think.
I've played Sly Cooper and Spyro, and like I have such fond memories of them that I don't want more. It's weird, like sometimes I have such a good time with franchises and they have like a string of good games where I'm just like, yeah, just leave it. It's fine. Just let them be.
I played the remastered Spyro trilogy and didn't really like it much.
Yeah,
so,
Spyro is a franchise that has a ton of nostalgia baggage to it. If you were that age and had a PS1 instead of an N64, like those were your 3D platformers du jour. I think the thing with Sly Cooper is that similar to Jak and Daxter is that their developer ended up releasing games that sold so wildly past their original, like those franchises, that they're never going to go back. Like Naughty Dog will never go back to Jak and Daxter. Sucker Punch, I feel like will never go back to Sly Cooper now that they have Tsushima.
Until recently, I agree. I think Naughty Dog are the perfect example of a company that were every generation were doing something new. We spoke about this last Windbreaker. But now they're like, fuck it, Last of Us version 1.6 every week.
But I think the problem is they are doing something new. It's just new takes so long now. Like Intergalactic is going to be their game for this franchise or for this console generation. It's just going to come out so late in the generation.
There needs to be a Steam curator list for games that immediately get a song stuck in your head. Like Maneater, that title got a song stuck in my head. Intergalactic, that Beastie Boys right in there the moment you said it.
Also, Dino Crisis is really good, and it's surprising. I feel like Capcom will do that at some point. If they've gone back to the Okami well, to the Resi well, I feel like they'll go back to Dino Crisis at some point.
Well.
Alex
Armstrong gives $2 and says, mate says COD for how ridiculous the IP has gotten. Do you think that's ever just going to burn out? Do you think people are just going to stop buying that? I mean, I feel like they've just been treading old ground for who knows how long now.
Oh, nearly every year that a COD was released, which is every year, Call of Duty is the top selling game, and
well, there you go.
That is just people keep buying it. So we talk about on DevHeads, we talk about trying to innovate the Call of Duty franchise, and it's just like, what do you do? The FPS genre is so difficult to innovate in.
I mean, if it sells, there's no incentive to innovate, is there?
Yeah. I just want to find more ways to sell it. Hence why they've gone so hard into their extraction shooter, like Battle Royale mode, because they can sell skins and stuff like that. Like they're just finding different ways to monetize it. And do you know what? More power to them. If people are buying it and they enjoy it, fuck them. Leave them alone. If you don't like it, play someone else.
Also, the new one's got the guy from Heroes, Milo Vervigliamos.
Oh, well.
I don't know how to say his name, but he's in it.
I mean, the one that was in space had fucking Kit Harington in it.
Yeah, one had Kevin Spacey. Whatever happened to that guy?
That was before Game of Thrones sucked.
That one there, Infinite Warfare, is the one that I think had the most impressive innovation I've ever seen them do, but it was like a secret. It was their hardcore mode. You could like get individual limbs shot off on your eye, like, and you'd lose half your screen. It is insane, but you unlocked it after completing the game, so nobody played it.
Huh.
And it's
That's really weird. I
amazing.
didn't even know that. That's really cool.
Yeah, I want to make a video on it because it's really cool, but they've never done anything like that again. And it's really
Permanent
awesome.
injury.
Neat.
Moring75 gives 10 Canadian dollars and says salute. Thank you very much, Moring75.
Moring.
And then Alex Armstrong comes back with $5 and says, gotta recommend Post Void, a short $3 psychedelic roguelike boomer shooter with Matt Jack Mullet's health system and Hotline Miami's fast retry mechanic. I've played that. I played that ages ago. Where have you been?
I mean, did you do
I think
anything?
that came out before Mullet Matt Jack did.
It came out 2020, apparently.
There you go.
It looks nauseating.
Whoa. It does. I was just thinking that.
It is very psychedelic, as he says. So
It's the same
2005
developer who released Keep Driving earlier this year. That was the
Really?
game that's sort of like visual
that's
novel
quite-
about a road trip.
Yeah, I remember.
Wow.
That's quite a
Extremely
tangent.
different. Yeah.
Yeah. Sussiguro 2000 gives €5 and says Ferengi rule of acquisition number 109. Dignity and an empty sack is worth the sack.
Who's Ferengi?
Ferengi
from
is
Deep
a
Space
race
Nine.
from Star Trek.
From Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
So either British or it's Star Trek.
But that's like that old joke, you know. What's the difference between you and a bucket of sick? The bucket.
A bucket? Done them.
Murray the Demonic Skull gives 5 Canadian dollars and says franchises won't die till the public domain makes them unprofitable, i.e. people get to tell stories again without a corporation restricting the IP. Yeah, I mean, that was... Silent Hill 2, famously, was like made by a dev team consisting of like cast-offs from other teams who were all about to be fired. And this was like their last chance. They were just given, here's this franchise no one's doing anything with. And they made one of the best games ever.
Like, what's the best recent thing that has become public domain and someone has made something good around it? Because there was like Steamboat Willie is public domain. There's a bunch of shitty horror movies. Winnie the Pooh is public domain. There's a bunch of shitty horror things.
Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes is public domain.
I guess Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, you get good like Dracula stories and shit.
Like Dracula.
The
It's just
Invisible
like-
Man. That's in public domain.
But what's like we're
The
talking
War
about
of the
things
Worlds?
that are from
Ooh.
like
Why don't we
The War
see
of the
Dracula?
Worlds.
War of the Worlds. Literally the
just
worst movie
had
of the
a-
year just came out. It's
We
War
had
of
a
the Worlds.
terrible movie, yeah.
Well,
They want to bring out a War of the Worlds game because I remember it was really funny. A mate of mine, we were talking about cool IPs that can be turned into games, and I was like, I'd love to play an asymmetrical horror game where one of you plays as a tripod and the rest have to hide from and move around an environment away from the tripod.
Someone's
And he
like fucking up a city and you need to hide.
yeah,
around the
and
city.
he'd be like, that would never work. They'd never do that. And the same day they announced that they were making one.
Those sons of
And I
bitches.
was like,
they were listening to
Get
your call.
fucked. Well, like, why are there no Dracula games? I want more Dracula.
Dracula.
Yeah,
Who's
just straight
Dracula?
up Dracula game. Could you imagine a good old fashioned AAA Dracula game?
Give me a
Dracula?
Dracula.
Excuse me, the entire Castlevania franchise.
Oh yeah, but make them good this time.
Yeah, but they're like, I want to play as Dracula. I know in the second one of the
Stop
3D
saying
ones, you kinda
Dracula.
can do-
And they're not horny enough. They're not horny enough Dracula games.
Dracula is mad horn. He's horny.
Dracula. His name's
Yeah.
Dracula.
He does a bunch of
I know.
it is good.
It means the
I'm saying it to
dragon.
piss you off.
Dracula sounds like a blue collar worker.
It means
Hey,
it means
hey,
son,
up.
it means son of the
Burn.
dragon, dude.
Hey
Do your
up, I'm the
facts right.
I'm the Dracula you ordered. Yeah, I heard you needed
I'm
something
the Dracula.
Dracula.
Come here.
Yeah.
I want to
That
suck
kind
your
of sounds like a
blood.
porno. That sounds like a neat porno.
Knock knock. It's me, Dracula.
Yes.
Let me in, mate.
I bought like a £5 bucket of Drackle for the wall.
Yeah.
And once we've Drackled this, we'll be able to paint it over. How about
Yeah.
a cup of tea, love?
And then they make Symphony of the Night where you get to play as Dracula Jr.
Yeah. It says, Dad, I don't want to go into the family business. I hate Drackling.
If he was called Urge
it was
Alucard,
it was good enough for your dad. It's good enough for you, my lad.
have this
Okay,
rapier, you cunt.
this idea is really good. We can't give this one for free.
Oh, well, too late.
Shine
Alex
it.
Armstrong gives $2 and says LucasArts made an Outlaws game before Star Wars Outlaws. Interestingly, yes, they made a first-person Western game back in the age of 2.5D, which had like the animation team from all the good LucasArts adventure games.
Did everyone just give up on making cowboy games as soon as Red Dead 2 came out? They were just like, oh, fuck.
Hey, have I got a
really
game
up
for
to
you?
that.
Mafia of the Old Country. It is
Hey,
ostensibly a cowboy game.
is it?
We spent a long time discussing how it's a 6.5 out of 10. Like, that's the.
It's not
I'm
a
gonna
good
stay clear
cowboy
of
game.
that.
I said it's a cowboy game.
I want more cowboy games. I love cowboys. I want more cowboy
only-
shit.
Cowboys are
You
great.
can't be Sicilian cowboys. You got to be in America.
No,
That's
spaghetti western. Think about that.
Anyway, Magnum Waits, member for 1 month in the value tier, says, speaking of dormant franchises that have been resurrected recently, my one hope for Onimusha is it doesn't try to be a Souls-like. Moratorium on those.
It will.
Didn't the combat just kind of suck in the original Onimusha?
I mean,
That's
it
what I
was
seem to
very
recall.
early. Yeah, it was like
Yeah, but the
real-time combat with fixed camera angles, which was.
the movement in the
Ooh.
Spyro games sucks, but people have
Yeah.
like fond memories of it, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
The stuff they've shown for the new one it looks cool. Oh, looks nice.
Alex Armstrong gives $2 and says, I'd like Jack and Daxter to come back, but less edgy. I don't think you can edge the edge back. I mean, that's what the Prince of Persia Sands of Time franchise tried to do.
Like a done bun can't be undone kind of thing.
Yes. I mean, they edged it up for Warrior Within, and then they tried to edge it back again for Two Thrones, and everyone was like, no, we've seen behind the curtain now.
Yeah.
There's no unmascaraing those eyes.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing about edging is once you cross the threshold, you are no longer edging.
Yeah. Then you've fallen off the
It's
edge.
true.
Yeah.
Rhett R gives $10. Says, why not bring a dead horse they haven't beaten for a while? Need me some Alien vs Predator. Battlezone. Man, there's a blast from the past.
I mean, Battlezone.
When was the last Alien vs Predator game? There was one on like Xbox 360, which I think was 3.
Was
Alien vs
there?
Predator 3? Yeah, no one remembers because it was shite.
Oh yeah, 2010. Sure enough.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I'd love like a battle royale or like an extraction shooter where you all load in and you get to choose a faction, and some of you are playing aliens, some are playing predators, some are playing marines, and
So
you've
I
all
think
got
that
that
would just
central
be-
goal. That would
See,
be chaos.
the shooters sooner or later always innovate back to just being simplified. You're just complicating like a perfect formula. That's why like Battle Royale did so well. It was like, hey, enough of this bollocks with like asymmetric multiplayer or fucking capture the flag or fucking anything else. Let's just bring it back down to the simple pleasure of 100 dudes in a room and the last one to survive wins.
But I wanna crawl around as an alien, dude. Like, come on, let me crawl.
Just let me crawl
Oh,
around as an
cool.
alien, dude. That's all I
I'll
ask.
play Dead by Daylight then.
No thanks.
The Man in Black gives $20. Says, at this point, we've been waiting for Elder Scrolls 6 longer than people waited for Duke Nukem Forever. Bethesda as a whole should just be put to rest. It's clear they're not the same company that gave us Skyrim and Oblivion. Well, yeah,
Hey,
now
you're
they're the company
speaking
that
my
gives us
language, mate.
Doom the Dark Ages.
I would like that was the publisher. They're
No.
different. They also made
This is
Indiana
the thing.
Jones.
People
if we
don't
wanted,
know that though. People don't know. They just
we
go, oh,
can't count-
Bethesda.
yeah, because some of their games are good. Hi-Fi Rush, and then they shut down the studio.
Yeah. It doesn't count for much.
It's the Lost
apparently.
Crown all over again.
You know what game I'm having a blast with? Fallout New Vegas. They should make them another
That's a
one.
good
of
game.
those.
Well, yeah, it's almost
But
like
guess
that
what?
game's remembered as a classic or something.
Yeah.
But guess what team made that, Marty?
Obsidian.
Yeah,
Obsidian.
made that one. But it was based on the template of Fallout 3.
Think about that.
It was like Obsidian comes like, all right, now let's show you how it's properly done.
Is it weird that
It's
I
like
played 2 games set in Vegas this year between Mind's Eye and Fallout New Vegas?
Yeah.
And Mind's Eye
Obsidian are
wins,
like-
right?
Yeah. Obsidian should just be like, they should go around and every time someone makes shitty games, they should just shoo them away like they're shooing your grandmother away from the keyboard and said, get away, I'll do it.
Get away,
And
Gran.
show them how it's done. They should like make a sequel to Mind's Eye that's actually good, just to shame them further.
That would be huge. Could
Mm.
you imagine a Mind's Eye that completely like eclipses the original Mind's Eye and everyone just remembers Mind's Eye? as a
Mind's
good
Eye
thing?
2? Oh my god.
Yeah,
Mind's Eyes.
so that's New Vegas. I should do that again.
Mind's Eyes. Plural.
Mind Eyes.
Murray the Demonic Skull gives $10 Canadian. Says it would be nice to have a new game that takes place in a world with hybrid sapiens creatures, gameplay focus on photography and exploration, and a sci-fi magic vibe lore that's not called Beyond Good and Evil.
Okay, there has to be. What's the game closest to Beyond Good and Evil? I guess that would be if we're talking about gameplay or if we're talking about like tone.
I feel like a widow. I feel like a widow discussing how their husband died.
Died at war, but now
Yeah.
you're open to falling in love again.
They're like,
I don't know.
who closest looks like Jeremy? And I'm like,
Yeah.
my poor Jeremy.
My
it?
sweet Jeremy.
What's a good game where you photograph stuff? Dead Rising?
Yeah. You get to hey, I don't know if you've gotten there yet. You get to photograph stuff in Mafia.
Shit,
Oh.
spoiler alert.
Using the world's oldest camera. I didn't even think they had cameras back then. I was like, what are you
No, I
doing?
haven't gotten to that part. I think I
just
just got up to the bit where the main character grew his third haircut of the game.
You could dress up. You could buy clothes to dress up as Han Solo later. It's very exciting.
Oh,
I'm really looking
wonderful.
forward to not playing this game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll do well.
Mirith gives $2 and says, "Kill Five Guys French fries. They are terrible."
That guy's is too expensive. It's still
But you get
pricey.
so many French fries.
Yeah, I like Five Guys French fries. Well,
But
at
I
least in
never
England, I
want
haven't had
so
them here.
many French fries. I want like a modest amount of French fries.
Can you just order French fries? They
You-
still give you a fucking bag full.
Do you just hate fun?
No,
I
I
like
like everything in
think-
balance. I'm like Thanos
Maybe-
when he's wiping out half the galaxy.
Maybe this might explain things, but Five Guys French fries is the closest I've had to British-style chips.
Yeah,
fish
it
and
is.
chip
Yeah,
shops.
I agree.
Does it come with vinegar? I like
Chippy chips.
chips and vinegar.
Right? Maybe if you ask. Dr.
Okay.
Theo gives $2 and says, "What would you do if you had to kill cod?" Well, that was a weird question. Line them up behind a barn and, sawn-off shotgun to the back of the head.
Pull the plug.
I feel like I feel this is gonna sound insane. I feel like getting rid of Call of Duty would like disrupt the video game industry in a non-positive
huge
way.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like
yeah.
it's almost like the banks where it's like, oh, we gotta
I
bail them
also-
out.
Yeah.
We when we were doing the reveal, I think it's when they did a bunch of game reveals and they revealed the next Call of Duty. Somebody donated. Sorry if I forgot your name. And they said this looked really interesting till I saw it was COD, and I'm like, just be excited that COD is interesting
Yes.
you. Like,
I mean,
just
and-
if it's
yeah.
good, cool. Like,
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, I was surprised by how much I liked some of the Black Ops games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one wasn't too bad.
Speaking of good photography games, you could photograph President Clinton in the
Oh, shit.
last one. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can photograph the
Yeah.
president's what?
his Clinton, his whole
Oh.
Clinton. Ha ha!
Yes. I would think. Oh, I lost my train of thought there. Oh well. Double Finger gives €5 and says, "You know what could die? Tonsillitis. Just got the newest installment, and it sucked even worse than the last one. Why do they keep making these?"
It's because
Lol.
people like you keep pre-ordering them. Double Finger. You keep pre-ordering tonsillitis.
I went
You know,
through a
s-
phase at uni where I got tonsillitis so much. I'm talking like once every couple months. And
Yeah,
I went to the
I had a
doctor
s-
to be like, fucking remove my tonsils. And they said,
Take 'em
you need
out."
to get it one more time this year, and then we can legally remove them. And I didn't get it.
I had a similar experience in Australia. I went through like it must be like a mid-20s thing. I get tonsillitis every few months, and I said to the doctor, "At what point would you recommend actually removing them?" And he actually said to me, "Almost never in this day and age.
Wow.
In this day and age, we
Interesting.
almost never remove tonsils. You have to be getting it like every few weeks for a year before we start thinking about that."
I'm sure there's something good to have tonsils, right? They're kind of like a filter so that all the gobbledygook doesn't
They
get
are.
down your
They're
tum-tum.
quite literally a bacteria
Yeah.
filter. But when they
Yeah.
get infected by bacteria,
That's what happens. There you go.
Yeah.
yeah.
Magnum Weight gives $5. Says a new metal arms would hit the spot, or a traditional metal slug with hand-drawn art style. Also, the 3D Shinobi games were a great take on the series. Well, if you like Metal Slug, you might like Ninja Gaiden Ragebound.
There you go.
I quite liked it. It's got lots of pixel art animation and side-scrolling kill all the dudes action.
Yeah, it feels like those 2D side-scrolling, like that's sort of the sweet spot in the indie space to where I imagine, I guess, save for a Prince of Persia, which that you could probably chalk up to Ubisoft shenanigans, but those games feel like they're relatively modestly budgeted, and so they don't have to sell 5 million copies to be a success.
Oh, Marty,
There's
what
like a
was
new
that game?
Shinobi game coming out.
Marty, what was that game we played on Yahtzee Tries a while back? There was like the two anime girls who were in the police force shooting robots.
Oh yeah, that had just the busiest goddamn screen imaginable.
Yeah.
During the
That made
combat.
me think. That made me think of Metal Slug a lot.
Yeah, that was a lot like Metal Slug. Yeah,
And
let
I've
me.
And I've completely forgotten what it was called. Oh, wow.
I 100% fucking. I put it deep
Ericsson
inside
Encyclopedia.
the recesses.
He'll pull up.
Yeah, Nitro Express. Thank you, Chris.
That's it. Yes.
Nitro Express. Yeah.
Yes, I remember making jokes, but it sounded like a new name for a coffee shop.
Yes.
Lol.
Yeah. If you dig Metal Slug, check out Nitro Express.
If you dug the slug, then
I think we've all
You
dug the
might-
slug before.
Put that on the fucking box.
you might-
Put that
then you
on the
might-
box.
you might want to address the Express. Anyway, Fungus Finder gives $2 and says Prototype 3 would be sick. Jay, make some calls. I
Yeah,
think
dude,
the problem
I'll,
standing in the way of that is Prototype 2, which kind of sucked.
But you could just make a game called Prototype. It doesn't have to be Prototype 3. You could just
Yeah.
remake
Oh,
be
yeah, fucking
Prototype,
reboot.
yeah.
Reboot with the same name. I love when that happens, don't you?
And it's
and then we have to call it. We have to call it
Prototype
Prototype
2026 or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll make the call. I'll call Johnny Type. Get him
The
out of retirement.
studio doesn't exist anymore.
Who was the studio? It was the same studio that made yes, Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. Not to be confused with Free Radical, which is a different studio altogether.
They also made Mario is Missing in the Wayne's World game for the Super Nintendo.
Shut up.
Incredible.
What a leap.
I know.
What a leap. And Scarface : The World is Yours.
Yeah.
Scarface's colon. We're photographing what?
With Dracula?
Moving on.
Hey up.
Zoe Hreisvelg, member for 3 months in the value tier, says, on the reverse side of things, it would be nice if Nintendo kept going back to its IP mines. A new mysterious Murasame castle, perhaps?
That is deep into its IP mines.
That's a
Holy
deep cut, yeah.
Surprised. Well, that's a character they never added to Smash Brothers, so that must not have been a very
I think they added it
well-remembered
as... I think it is definitely a pickup or a collectible in Smash.
well, everything's a fucking collectible.
I've never heard of
Smash
this in my
Ultimate.
life. What is this?
That was an like an NES, like a top-down ninja action game, where you're a ninja and or a
I
samurai.
like ninjas in action.
Boy, fucking narrow that down a bit.
Yeah. Also, you make a meal every time you say Zoe's last name. I like it.
It's so hard to say.
Yeah, but
I know I'm not gonna,
like you enjoy it.
Well, I'm not going to. I know I'm not going to pronounce it correctly, so I might as well have fun. You know,
I think it's great.
Magnum Waits gives $5 and says we stopped making Crimson Skies games in 2003, and look at the state of the world now. Coincidence? I think it was more the 2001 9/11 attacks that was the start of humanity's descent. Magnum Wait, but okay.
Also, maybe that was the beginning of the end for dogfighting games. We can't let people drive their planes into buildings.
Oh, do you remember like the week after it happened? There were all these like articles in the Daily Mail saying, "Oh, you can do this in Microsoft Flight Simulator, therefore ban all games."
Also, I think that us crawling out of the water was the catalyst for humanity's downfall.
There you go.
I always forget about that one.
Ryan Betts, missed one. Stir Hughes, the 69, gives €6 and says, I just finished listening to Adventure is Nice Season 1. Why didn't you all tell me sooner about how fun it is? Also, say hi to your dogs. Motherfucker! We take every fucking opportunity to get people to watch this series, and no one fucking does.
Jack is currently having a meltdown in Milwaukee listening to that.
How many more times do we need to let you know that this series is high quality and we put a lot of work into it?
But also, I'm glad you're enjoying it, and it only gets better.
The fucking shorts channel's just going off. Apparently.
Popping off.
4 seasons.
Yeah. Popping off.
2 side quest seasons.
Yeah.
And
that's just
above, we're funding the 5th. So
and an open world video game.
And those shorts channels are just tiny moments from like hour-long videos that contain like millions of those little moments. Jesus Christ, watch Adventure is Nigh one of these days.
Think about it.
Anyway, Ryan Betts, member for 18 months in tip jar, thank you very much, and then gives $2 and says, Assassin's Creed, good God, just let it end already. Yeah, I group Assassin's Creed with Star Wars. Like, saying you're making a new Assassin's Creed game doesn't mean shit, because it could be literally anything.
It's the same boat as Call of Duty for me. It's just like, if people enjoy it, just let it be.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Grr.
Yeah. I think that's fine unless it becomes everything needs to be this. You know what I mean? Like, it is fine as long as it just stays over there and is Assassin's Creed. But when the mandate is like every game needs to have these Assassin's Creed elements, then it's like, all right, you've overstepped your bounds.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Arg is $5. Says, heard of Skyblivion? Fan-made reimagining of Skyrim. Bethesda endorsed and releasing this year. Skywind too, but that's a ways off. Oh joy! I can't wait to play the Oblivion persuading NPCs minigame in the Skyrim engine.
What does
I
that
bet
mean?
it'll be fun.
Persuading NPCs. What does that mean?
Are you familiar with the
With the
persuading
Oblivion,
in
yeah,
the persuasion minigame in Oblivion? It's
I'm
really bad.
it's shit.
You know, do you want to know a Bethesda-related minigame I do like? I like lock picking in Fallout New Vegas, which I believe is also the same as lock picking in Skyrim.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to improve upon that
It's good.
as
Yeah, it
a
is good.
game mechanic.
Feels good.
I feel sorry
Anyway.
for the Skyblivion guys because they'd been working on it for so long, and then randomly Bethesda were like, "By the way, we're shadow dropping a remaster," and it's like, "Oh god."
Yeah,
Really
but the
think someone
remaster's literally just the original game with a coat of paint. It's like Black Mesa versus Half-Life Source.
Yeah, but Skyblivion is just the coat of paint is a 14-year-old game, right? Like it's
Well,
Painting
I
your
assume
house
they're
with
doing
old
not going to be
paint.
as good as the remaster.
Anyway, Dr. Theo gives $5 and says, we need a Star Fox revival with a focus on music. Enemies and obstacles appear to the song. Basically 3D, just shapes and beats.
Oh,
That's
that
just
sounds
Rez,
neat.
isn't it? Just play
That is a
Rez.
little bit Rez. Yeah, but this one's got furries.
Oh, okay, make furry Rez.
Great.
Fur Rez.
That's Fez. And they're not making
Fez.
a second one of that because
No.
he got angry.
You didn't want it enough. Superb owner, member for 20 months in tip jar. Thank you very much. And then
Hey.
Susiguru 2000 comes back with €5 and says, my vote is for the Civ games. What can they really do except slightly better graphics?
That is an interesting one to bring up because I think that is a bit of a blind spot for us. But I don't know. It seems like the new
I play a bit
Civ
of Civ.
came out a few months ago, and I don't feel like anyone's still talking about it.
People just hate the UI.
Yeah, maybe make a new Civ with a good UI. That's where.
Oh shit, Dundam. Have you thought about
No,
that?
you can't innovate all at once. You kill the franchise.
Yeah,
It's like
Yeah, you can't do
when
ease it in.
it's like when Talos Principle 2 was about a city of robots in the future. That was too much. It killed the potential for sequels. Anyway, BS Marsh gives $2 and says, I'd love Leather Goddesses of Phobos 2 or more Zork, a text adventure connoisseur.
Damn.
Leather
Have you
Goddesses
played
of
any of
Phobos.
Have you
was,
played any of this Drifter, this new text adventure, or this new?
No,
adventure
I
game?
haven't played that one. I don't really
heard it was
seek
pretty
out
good.
adventure games as much these days.
Sure.
Good ones are like the exception at this point.
Yeah.
If you ask me. Nidorom gives $10 and says, Spec Ops was a mediocre dead franchise that did not have an apparent reason to be revived, but Spec Ops The Line ended up being the most noted entry in the series. Are there any other similar examples? Yes,
That's
and
a great
also
example of-
simultaneously killed the franchise stone dead, because there hasn't been a
Sure.
Spec Ops game since then.
And that's a prime example of kind of like Andor, someone with a really strong vision, being
Yeah.
like, well, the only way I can make this thing I want to make is by doing it in this
Yes.
shell. So
And,
let's do this over here.
I would have loved it just as much if it hadn't been attached to the Spec Ops franchise, because I hadn't played any previous Spec Ops games.
Yeah,
They
and
should
it's
have called
funny
it-
because Spec Ops had nothing to me. If anything, Spec Ops did a disservice to the line because I was like, oh, it's
Yeah.
like those cheap games for PS1.
Yeah, they should have just called it The Line. Incidentally, did you know there's like a ill-fated Saudi project called The Line, where they intend to build a city in the desert that's just like a line.
Yeah, like this seems like a terrible idea.
Yeah,
Ah,
I mean,
funny.
that's Saudi oil money in the hands of visionaries, I suppose.
It is wild how many people in the chat are learning right now that Spec Ops is a franchise because none of the other games had
Hmm.
anywhere even close to the cultural footprint that
Mhm.
Lions did. Yeah.
But sometimes there needs to be a husk to
Yes.
allow visionaries to do something. They're like, we will, like you were saying, Mike, we'll only allow you to make this thing if you do it within this
Sure.
this
Yes,
context.
and then
And
from
because
the
nobody
ashes,
really cares about the franchise, right? You know,
from
Yeah.
the ashes rises the phoenix. Anyway,
and then it fucks
Uh,
off because they never
yeah,
did anything
forever.
again.
Magnus Burkhoff gives 200 Norwegian kroners. Says, inflammatory question for Marty and Jamate. Is Yahtzee grumpy and cynical behind closed doors as well, or is it primarily on stream? P.S. Love the work you all three do regardless.
His accent's fake.
Yeah, he's actually Norwegian.
Yeah, he's got a Norwegian accent during streams.
Horgy Norwegian.
You could have just
There
said
you go.
Horsfeld. I don't know if that's Norwegian.
Reisvelg.
Yeah. No, everyone's pretty similar on streams as they are.
Yes.
in meetings.
I tend to be glum and uncommunicative in
Yeah,
meetings.
well, you tend to, in most meetings, you're just playing a game, which is fine.
Yeah, that's my job.
That's fine. You got to play games.
Agreed.
Alex Armstrong gives $2 and says, what has more awkward dialogue, Shenmue or House of the Dead 2? Well, Shenmue.
I thought that was House of the Dragon 2. That's what Hot D is to me.
No, House of the Dead 2 was pretty awkwardly translated, but mercifully it's over pretty quick. Shenmue, you're stuck with that fucking asking people where sailors are for hours at a time.
Sailors.
I'm still astonished that those games are as popular as they are. I don't get it.
Dreamcast aficionados.
You genuinely had to have been there. Otherwise, you look back and you're like, ugh.
Well, it's like we were talking about older games. Spyro controls like shit and has weird story. Sure. But while you were back there, it's like, holy shit, this is great. All right.
So, I mean, playing Shenmue after playing Yakuza, it's like going back to cream crackers after eating a 9-course banquet.
Yeah, it's like going from racing like running shoes to wearing shoes made of slugs.
What are cream crackers?
Jacob's cream crackers.
Oh, okay, I didn't realize we're talking about Jacob. Okay, everything makes sense now.
They're just crackers. that you put
Jacob's
cheese
cream
on.
crackers. Oh.
Yes, they're a sort of tasty cracker that you just put cheese on as part of a cheese board.
Like a saltine? Yeah. Like a Ritz cracker?
Yeah.
Sort of. But, with its own sort, it's a little, they're a little glossier, let's say.
Did you guys know Jacob was Irish?
Well, okay.
I thought he was Norwegian.
All about Jacob. You're thinking of Horsfeld.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
A superb owner gives $5. Says, gonna miss Dabarella and Adventures Night Season 5. Will Booker / Sharon be joining the crew next season to round out the party? Thank you for all that you do, chaps. Well, I ain't gonna give anything away, but who knows? Maybe.
You gotta ask Jack and Omar. We don't make that story.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't our story.
Rhett R gives $5. Says, think they meant Black and White the God game. That's something missing from all others. Fourth wall breaks. Yeah, I knew what they meant. Rhett R.
Yeah, we didn't mention Pokemon Black and White, did we?
No.
Nope. Fourth wall breaks. I mean, fourth wall breaks seem like they kind of exist in a lot of things now. Like that kind of can't be your selling point anymore.
Well, as memory serves, Black and White, you had these two little tutorializing characters who were like an angel and a devil.
Angel, devil, yeah.
And they would break the fourth wall in that way that I'm sure Peter Molyneux found very amusing.
Man, I'm thinking of a game that when it has morality choices has like a little devil and angel avatar, and if you make a bad choice, like the devil avatar like pokes the angel avatar or something.
I think that was Black and White. I think that was basically the gist.
Fable or something? I don't know.
No, Fable didn't do it. Tsunami Dusha gives $20 and says nothing. Ooh, yes. We love that Tsunami Dusha action.
Tsunami Dusha was having problems sending a super chat, but they figured it out. They do.
And then Tommy Salty gives 10 PLNs and says, Pokemon games, it's never going to be really good. Yeah, I mean, what could Pokemon do at this point that would make you go, oh, they've really breathed new life into this tired concept?
I've been watching the anime from the beginning, the cartoon. They should make something that has like the same flavor as the cartoon. The cartoon is so much like
the cartoons are so plucky. They're plucky, and I love it.
I mean, that was literally the whole reason Pokemon Yellow was a thing, wasn't it? They wanted to make a version of Red and Blue that was more like the cartoon.
Yeah.
I just want more weird concepts. Like, I remember really enjoying Pokemon Ranger, like that weird draw a circle around the Pokemon.
Sure.
Like, it's not great, but I'd rather loads of smaller, like, weird Pokemon games rather than once a year we get the same game again.
Mm-hmm. I think kind of more games need to explore draw a circle around the thing mechanics. I thought that was like Sonic Frontiers, one really good game mechanic.
Drawing a circle around the thing? Yeah.
It works, and it works so well for like the gameplay style and for being a fast character. Much more than just having a fucking melee attack. We have to stop and punch a dude.
That's why we love Sonic Frontiers here. Also, I figured out
that's why I love that one specific aspect of Sonic Frontiers.
I could take out a bunch of those words in the middle and just say I love Sonic Frontiers. The angel devil thing I was thinking of was Catherine. I put a link to the picture in the chat.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was thinking of. There's a little angel and a little
Okay.
devil, like a little
We
cherub.
need more angel devil likes.
Think about it.
Boy, that
Angel
was
May
a
Cry.
horny game. That
was very horned up.
probably the horniest block pushing game there ever was.
I think it had it next to like Pushmo, the horniest Sukaban there's ever been.
Rhett Arad gives $2. Says Bethesda should make Dinotopia RPG. No, they shouldn't.
Dinotopia.
If you want a good
Counterpoint.
RPG, Bethesda shouldn't make it. Like, let someone else do it.
Dundum.
Yes.
Dinosaur RPG
Carsten-
sounds good though.
Cast
Yeah.
Abusing gives €5. Says, what is more valid for a franchise to die, story or tech stroke mechanics?
As in-
Well, from my perspective, I prefer like franchises to die after the story's told all the stories that it can possibly tell.
Yeah. Like Bioshock.
I also think if you're still
Yes.
doing something interesting with either of the two, I think you get a pass. If you're continuing to tell interesting stories or continuing to really push the gameplay, then I think most people
I feel
will give
like
you a
that's
pass.
Pokemon, right? Pokemon isn't pushing its story or its tech forward whatsoever
Agreed.
and hasn't been doing for the last 20 years.
Next year, that'll be the year, 30th anniversary. It's going to happen.
There you go. Oh, God.
Remakes of
Susigura
Blue.
2000 gives €5 and says, how would a movie tie-in game of the Ice Cube War of the Worlds look like if you played Ice Cube sitting in front of a screen at all times?
Yeah, I mean, it would be like a game where the UI is like a monitor because the movie is like all shown from his computer monitor.
It's,
Oh my God.
it's like her story, but it's
Yeah.
Cube's story.
Cube's
Man,
story. That's not bad.
man, the last Ice Cube film I saw was Deep Blue Sea, I think. Where's he
remember that.
been? Where's
The
he
best
been?
Ice Cube movie is Are We There Yet? And I will not be convinced otherwise.
Oh, anyway, Witticism gives $5. Says stumbled on Kill the Crows for $3 on Steam sale last night. It's a fun little cowboys twin stick wave survival game. I recommend. Def worth its price.
Cowboys.
I like Cowboys.
Okay, thank you.
Also, Ice Cube was not in Deep Blue Sea. That was LL Cool J.
Oh shit! I always get those confused.
He's done
Ladies-
the accidental racism.
Ladies love Cool J.
So what was Ice Cube?
Oh wait,
in?
no, there was Evil West recently. That's a cowboy game. I should probably install that. Considering
Evil
how-
West was a good cowboy game.
That's a cowboy vampire game.
I
That's
love
close
cowboys
enough.
and vampires. I'm installing it.
Also, Weird West and Evil West. You got two options for your cowboy vampire.
Oh my God.
I was gonna play.
Oops,
I was
all
gonna
West.
play Shadows of Doubt after this, but no, I'm gonna play Evil West.
Oops, all West.
Rhett R gives $2 and says cod is good for fish and chips. No, lol, because
Love cod.
most
Got
of
him.
fish and chips in England is fried cod, which I think was a Portuguese import that took off really well in the early 19th century.
Also, you'll be happy to know that Casey popped in and said both Ice Cube and LL Cool J are cold-themed rappers, actors. So your mistake was allowed because they
You're
are
in the
both
same.
cold.
You're in the
Okay.
same. Yeah.
But what was Ice Cube in? Then
Friday.
I don't know.
Is he an anaconda, or am I imagining that?
What was that? LL Cool J?
Anaconda. Oh yeah, he's an anaconda. You ever see Anaconda?
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen Anaconda. Okay, so that was Ice
Annabelle
Cube.
Conda. Yeah,
Yes.
that makes sense too. Those were both like giant monster movies that came out around the same time.
He's also in Are We There
Oh,
Yet
there you
too?
Okay, you got to
Hmm.
stop bringing up these. Are we there yet?
I know
And-
one of them
and
was
dialogue?
in Halloween H20, but I think that was LL Cool J.
I think that was Busta Rhymes.
No, that was Halloween Resurrection.
Oh, okay, that's good.
That's the one where he karate kicks Michael Myers into submission.
He
LL Cool
busted
J was
a
in
Myers.
H2O.
Okay. H20. It wasn't H2O. It was called H20 because it was set 20 years after the original film.
No, it was called H2O because I kept sweating so much during the movie because it was so scary.
Put that on the
Anyway.
fucking box art.
Is sweat even water? Ooh, that's a good question. Is sweat water? Sound off in the comments below.
It's water and salt and some other things.
Also, you are totally wrong. It is called H2O. No one calls it H20.
I call
call
it
it
H20 because
H2O.
I know it's 20 years after the original film.
Isn't there like a watery theme to it as well? Oh no, I'm thinking of Freddy
No.
versus Jason.
There's not
Well,
even a
in that-
watery theme. There's just a lake.
No,
The
that is
water-
definitely a watery theme in Freddy versus Jason.
Well,
because for Freddy it's
theme-
fire, and for
Yeah, the
Uh,
theme in Freddy vs. Jason is that they try to like get you to buy that Jason Voorhees is afraid of water, which is bullshit because he's
Mm.
more than once he's had like a Jaws thing going on. in
Sure. Yeah,
previous
we just
Jason
walks out of the
films.
lake.
It
Yeah.
makes sense that he
Yeah.
would be scared of water. He drowned as a child, though. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
but he never let it. He never like let that bother him in like Friday. In for
Yeah.
example, Friday the 13th Part 4, where he swam out to a lake to kill a skinny dipper.
Yeah. Do you know what? Do you know what? I'm gonna stop defending Freddy vs. Jason. I'm gonna just stop.
You know what? I like Freddy versus Jason. I
Me
think
too.
that was probably the best film you could have gotten out of the concept.
Yeah.
Anyway. Geldon Yesich gives $5, says they say always leave them wanting more, but I want more now. What's the dividing line, the tipping point?
When you get more and it's shit.
Yeah. You just stop while it's still good, like Faulty Towers, the sitcom.
Yeah. I mean, it's the
Stopped after
equivalent of like
12
a meal.
episodes. Remembered as like the best sitcom ever.
You don't want to overeat and then be like, I have a fucking stomach ache after my meal.
There you go. Peter Parker SL gives $5, says got 3 more for you. Dead or Alive, Tomb Raider, or Destroy All Humans. Revive or stay dead. Ooh, a shag, marry, kill, perhaps. I think Tomb Raider's you've pretty much done all you can with.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's still coming back though because it's big enough. Dead
Of
or
course
Alive
it's
just
big
feels
enough.
like it never cracked that upper threshold of fighting games.
Well,
and
they
it feels
made a
like
movie. They
that's
made a
true.
movie. That's fucking
did.
Guilty Gear
It was
hasn't had a
fun.
movie.
That's true.
We watched that on the Patreon movie night, didn't we?
Dead or Alive? No, I don't think so.
I swear we did.
I don't know. Maybe I wasn't there. I don't think I've ever seen the Dead or Alive movie.
See, the problem with Dead or Alive is that it doesn't have like signature characters, identifiable signature characters. If you say Street Fighter, Ryu Ken Chun Li, Tekken, the dude with the funny hair.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat, Sub Zero, Dead or Alive. Who? I don't know any
think
fucking noteworthy characters from Dead or Alive.
Yeah, it was just kind of Lagoony, and now there's so much for Gooners. Like
Sloth?
Yes.
Gooners are eating good.
That's
Yeah.
what you mean by Goonie, sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, not Goonie. Like Goonies are good, but you know those Goonies.
I mean,
Steven Spielberg's Goonin.
Steven Spielberg's Gooners.
EP Otter gives $5, says first time watching live. Also, I am looking for a new fun puzzle game in the vein of The Root Trees Are Dead and Return of the Obra Dinn. Any ideas? Have you played Case of the Golden Idol? EP Otter, that's pretty good.
No,
Case
good try.
of the Golden Idol is a good one.
If you like that sort of thing.
Honestly, Blueprints is just a really good puzzle game that I think you should probably check out. It's
Blueprints
a little
well,
bit
it's-
different from that.
Yeah, but it's not this sort of deductive logic puzzle game that he's asking about.
Yeah.
Shadows of Doubt is pretty good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
deductive.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty good. If it doesn't bug out.
If you like doing some wacky math, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes is very good.
Yeah.
Very good vibes.
Bucket List, welcome to Tip Jar. And
Hey,
then EP Otter gives $2 and says, hot take, I want Pokemon to die for a decade or two. Well, that's a pretty lukewarm take going by this podcast.
I don't want to die for that long. Just like a couple
Couple
years.
years.
And you can make more
East-
photography games. We like the photography games.
Yeah, make more children's books. Because
Yeah.
like what my kids read, they love
There
the
you go.
Pokemon children's books. Easter Calden gives £1.99. It says cream crackers are like matzo crackers, kinda. Okay.
I know matzo crackers.
They're a vehicle for other things. Cream crackers are
Yeah.
flavorless. They're
I mean,
just
most
a vehicle.
crackers are, right? No one's out here just
Yeah.
eating pure crackers.
Ritz
Unless they're doing that dare, whether you have to eat 10 crackers in a short time.
Yeah, but then you pass away. You don't want to do that.
Well, I think you're doing it
then
wrong.
You die.
But then you die. There's too many
You're eating
salties.
wrong.
Bucket List gives $2. Says pod idea. When does a spoiler stop being a spoiler? Oh, let's not get into that again. Old Mr. Ooh, it's a spoiler to mention that young Pauline is in fact young Pauline.
He's done it again. I can't believe he did it again.
Also, like I want to air a grievance. I had to put a spoiler warning at the beginning of my Doom video because Nick told me to, and he wouldn't drop it. If you're watching a design video on a game and you're like, oh, you spoiled this thing, eat my entire ass. Fuck off.
Man,
You heard it first. Eat his ass.
I'm very passionate about this.
of course. Wolfie96 gives £5 and says, I feel like Bioshock would have stopped at 2. Well, it kind of did. I always said Bioshock Infinite should have been called something else with shock on the end to continue the theme. System Shock, Bioshock, and then Culture Shock, which was my suggested
Cloud
title.
Shock.
Culture
Yes,
Shock
Shock.
was my suggestion, which I like to think
don't
is
mind that.
fucking genius.
Beautiful.
And then Prey could have been called Brain Shock. It
Brain
put an
Shock?
implant in
I like
your
that.
eyeball shock.
Yeah. Mimic Shock.
Whatever.
So what's the new one going to be called? Snow Shock?
Well,
Berg
it couldn't be
Shock.
called anything at all because they threw it in the bin, apparently.
Dundum.
Wolfie96 gives £5. Says, I do not have hope for Mass Effect 4 and TV show, to be honest. Oh, God, are they making a Mass Effect TV show? Don't make a Mass Effect TV show, it'll suck.
They're making a Mass Effect TV show. I believe they're making a Far Cry TV show. They're making a Wolfenstein TV show.
Wolfenstein can work.
Yeah.
Mass Effect TV show would just be Star Trek. One of those like Star Trek knockoffs that never took off. Like Babylon 5 or Jerry Anderson's Space Precinct.
If I'm not mistaken, the Expanse guys might have had some sort of connection to Mass Effect, which makes sense.
Daryl gives $5. Says, I'm super late, but Phantom Dust should come back. There was a Phantom Dust 2, but it died for some reason. Then Phantasy Star Universe / Phantasy Star 2.
I remember Phantom Dust. That was neat. That was one of those forgotten Xbox franchises. French fries.
Wolfie96 comes back with another £2 and says, I'm excited for the RGG Virtua Fighter.
Virtua Fighter's coming back as well.
I thought he'd mistyped RPG, but I just realized he meant Ryu Go to whatever it's called studio.
Yeah. The Yakuza team is doing a Virtua Fighter game as well.
And then Daryl comes back with $2. Says, Dead or Alive signature is Kasumi Ayane Ryu. Okay, firstly, I don't know who the first two are, and thirdly, the third one is also the name
not
of
the most famous Ryu.
Fighter.
If you're not the most famous name in not even games, but your genre of games,
yeah,
you got a problem.
Who the fuck's Kasumi? Oh, it's an anime bird.
Again,
Thanks.
Kasumi is.
That'll help
I don't even
narrow it
think of.
down.
Kasumi. I just think of Persona because there's Kasumi in Persona 5.
Yes, Kasumi / Samire. Oops, spoilers.
That's not spoilers. People don't. If it's out of context, it's fine.
There you go.
I'm allowed to show them
fair,
dead because they ain't got no souls.
Fair enough. I don't know any other characters called INA, but I don't know what INA looks like. So, oh well.
They all look super generic.
Wait, isn't Ryu Hayabusa the Dead or Alive? Do you?
Oh yeah, that's what's his name, Ninja Gaiden, right?
That's Ninja Gaiden.
He doesn't get to be. Yeah, it gets characters.
That doesn't count.
You can't say like famous Soul Calibur characters like Link and Yoda.
Yeah. Sasugo 2000 gives €5 and says, will we ever get a VR Pokemon game? Or do we have to wait until Nintendo decides to build their own headset? Oh,
yeah,
Nintendo
don't ever allow someone else to make that.
Don't let them
They tried that.
try to make it.
Famously.
Yeah, don't let them try to make another VR headset. They'll make people's heads explode.
Oh, Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
Oh man, if Virtual Boy was a little bit later, we could have gotten a shitty Pokemon game on Virtual Boy.
Oh man.
Missed out.
I thought there was a Pokemon game Virtual Boy. Guess I'm misremembering.
Virtual Boy came out before Pokemon.
It's Mario Tennis.
Oh, well, there you go.
There was a Shin Megami Tensei Jack Frost spinoff on Virtual Boy.
Everyone loves
what? Jack Frost. You know the little Persona Jack Frost.
Yeah, I know who you mean. I didn't realize
it was called Jack Bros, where it was Pyro Jack and Jack Frost.
Yeah, I know those two. I didn't realize. I assumed it was like the later Shin Megami Tensei games that created the iconic look for them.
No, look at that. You can see them in all their red and black glory.
Well, how very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Magnus Berkoff gives 50 Norwegian kroner and says, can we get the entire crew to talk like what they think Norwegians sound like? Look, I was just doing stock Swedish chef Scandinavian voice, okay? I know that's not what Norwegians actually sound like. Norwegians just sound like, oh, I'm very depressed because my friend got murdered and a snowman was put on their body.
Mr. Snowman, I gave you all the clues. Yeah, I don't know. Does it just sound like Luthen from Andor? Stellan Skarsgård?
Well, this isn't like the Swedish chef voice, but I remember a joke from Not the 9 O'Clock News where a Swedish bloke walks into a chemist, and the pharmacist, I should say, says, hello, I'd like to buy some deodorant, please. And the bloke behind the counter says, bull or aerosol? And the bloke goes, neither. I want it for my armpits.
That's good. That's a good goof.
That was a good one.
Well, that was all the super chats, actually. Just so we leave it on a slightly racist note.
Just in time for you to get back.
The best kind of note.
There you go. Well, thanks for listening to the Windbreakers podcast, as always. We're here every week doing this shit. if you can believe that. And there's content all week on Second Wind, particularly this week. But yes, because that's fully emblematic, is covering Ninja Gaiden Ragebound on Wednesday. Also my weekly stream, Yahtzee Tries, and the Yahtzee Try summary on Sunday. Plug some more things before we plug the big thing.
Yeah, we have obviously the normal streams this week. Hidden Gems later this evening. We'll be back with more, possibly some more Jack and Dexter on Wednesday. I might not be back by Wednesday evening, but more Fallout on Thursday and everything. Rewind tomorrow. Is there a Dev Heads on Friday, Jay?
There is a Dev Heads on Friday, yes.
Damn. And then, Backdrop tomorrow. But the big things, tomorrow evening, after work, I believe 5 p.m. Central. I don't think the time has been locked down, but there is going to be a joint collab stream over here, Min-Max and Second Wind, playing golf with your friends. So if you have golf with your friends, get that queued up. That'll be tomorrow evening. And then our biggie is on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Central. We're going to have a big all-day 6-month anniversary stream.
Yeah.
Slightly later than our normal 6 months.
It's our big regular fundraiser stream that you come to expect. 12 hours of fun. I'll be there for some of it. I'll be playing Peak and something else, and the usual afternoon of Dokapon Kingdom awaits.
Yeah, we'll all be there. Everyone will be there.
I would recommend it to all your friends, especially your rich friends who are not yet subscribed to the Patreon.
No.
This is true.
And to clarify, this is one of we do swapsies. This is a fundraiser for a Second Wind fundraiser, as in the funds will be going towards Adventurous Night Season 5.
We don't do this shit for free, assholes.
Well, the next one we do is we usually do one off, and then we do one for a good charity. But it'll be fun. Yeah, all those streams will be recorded, as always.
All right. See you next time, everyone. Bye. See you on Wednesday. Bye. Tomorrow. Bye.